Okay, hi you guys. Says I'm live. So let me see who's in chat. Hi Angie. Hi Terry. Hi Dee Dee. Barbara. Glad you're back. All right, that's it. Hi Laverne. Hey Bossy Butt. All right, we're here. You guys, I was so unprepared, but that's okay. We're gonna wing it. What the hell? Why not? It's pretty much what I do all the time anyway. So yeah, this is what I ended up finishing from last week. I don't remember what I had done or not done, but I said I would wait and cut it up this week. And then I think what I'm going to do today is I pulled out, I had been scrolling through Instagram. Oh, you guys, you know, I hit on something and then it takes you to reels and then it just feeds you whatever you get. And I got into a conspiracy theory reel where it was just nothing but conspiracy theories for the last 30 minutes. So if you wonder why I'm unprepared, this is the crap that happens to me. Probably the last 30, 45 minutes, I've been watching, hi, Cat, um, conspiracy reels. There's some crazy stuff in this world, you guys. I saved a bunch of them. I'm going to go back and check into them and see if I've just been sitting here on Monkey Island, not even aware what's going on in the world. I think that's probably it. But anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, while I was looking on Instagram, I saw some of EssoldoDesign work, and I thought, I want to do some more of that. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Hi, Linda. Thanks for tagging me on your reel of your ATCs that you and Tim are going to submit. If you haven't seen it, go on Instagram, look up Linda, and she did a little reel of the ATCs that her and Tim have done. So that was very cool. And if you haven't heard, I'm sure everybody here has heard about the ATC swap, the kind of like travel or passport ATCs, submit 10, get 9 back. All the information is either on Dee Dee's or my used to be the community page. Now I think it's posts. Yeah, you'll get all the information and you can play with us. Hi, Anne. Hope I didn't miss anybody. So I've got one set of mine done and I showed it last week. You mailed them yesterday. Awesome. I'll be getting them pretty soon. And then I started work on my second set and that got me down a whole nother rabbit trail. I don't know what's going on with my attention span, but it's just like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. So it's a wonder I get anything done. And actually, I have nothing to show for this week because I literally don't think I did anything, or I started doing stamps on the washi tape. Hi, Missy. Yeah, so, and I'll show you some stuff I bought about that. So I'm not sure where to start. Since I'm talking about the ATCs, I'll go ahead and show. We have I was going to say a relatively new, been around for a while now. Started out as FN Unpeeled and has now since become Keeks. Well, her real name is Keisha, and I did receive her ATCs, and she did everything right. Self-addressed stamped envelope. Hi, Maritza. And Keisha, I know you were just being extra special. Careful, I'll move this. But she put this deli paper in between hers, and when I pulled them out of the envelope, they went everywhere. They just all slid apart all over the place. Almost like having glitter or confetti in your envelope. But she did France, which I'm also doing France. So look at these, you guys. They're so cute. A French bulldog. Bonjour. Fleur de lis, which, yep, that's the national flower. Notre Dame. Keeks, these are so cute. Chicken is their national animal. I was worried the alcohol markers might stain. Okay, but anyway, yeah, when I pulled them out, they just went everywhere. So I did my best to try and get it back together. But yeah, and then I'll show my page out of the passport journal, but look at how cute. Paris Fashion Week. She got on top of all of them, right? See, that's why that one was upside down. Do a little map, and they all have little tickets and some postage. French baguette. I love your drawings, Keeks. I love them so much. Obviously, the Eiffel Tower. Merci beaucoup. I don't speak French, so if I'm saying stuff and it's funny, that's why, because I don't really speak the language. But I'm learning off of Keeks' cards. The Louvre. Man, you got all the places. And then a French poodle. Are those not adorable, you guys? Your drawings are just priceless, I swear to God. So if you play with us, those are the kind of things you're going to get. So good, Keeks, so good. I love them. Are you kidding? Yeah, I love them. Every one of them cuter than the one before. So, yep, thanks for playing with us. And the deadline is May 30th. So, you've still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I'm going to look in here and see, since I just went through them. This is my passport page that I did from France, and I got the chicken and the iris, fleur-de-lis, the Arc, the Eiffel Tower. I didn't include a poodle or anything like that. But yeah. But anyway, and the flag. While I was mulling over, you're going to post them tomorrow? Awesome, Terry. You must be either done or very close to done. I started looking on Amazon. Bad idea. Bad idea. Every time, bad idea. But I had already opened a new cart because I needed some cables for my phone charger. And I started looking at, and of course, they feed me a lot of international travel stuff now because I've been searching it for a while, right? Well, they came up with, and I'm not sure which one was first. I think it might have been this one, of kind of international type postage stuff. Well, so they were really expensive, and I just went, oh, I could do that. And there's one for Paris. So I will be using either that one or I don't know. There's another Paris one up there. So I ordered that, and then they also fed me. Amazon is worse than Dee. I swear to God. Hang on, I'm taking something out of this one. And then they had this one, which is, that is the Basilica in Paris. And then they had the Eiffel Tower here. So I thought, okay, I could do that. So I ordered that. And then because I had searched for so much circus stuff, they fed me these circus ones. I'll have to show you these. I didn't get them back right in their place, but circus tickets, they do feed me stuff, Dee, all the time. I know everything you order because it's the first thing that shows up in my suggested for you. And then these, I just like these. So I need more stamps. Like I need a flippin' hole in my flippin' head. But here I am. And I did stamp some of them out. And I stamped on the wrong side. Oh my God, Terry, that's funny. We are so much alike, it's scary. Anyway, I stamped out on the wrong side first, and then I had to restamp everything the second time. But these are all the circus ones. And I'm going to stamp these out, Dee, and send a set to my spirit animal, since she did circus too. And I'll put them on the sticker paper, but I'll stamp a set of these out for Denise. And then let's see, which is the correct side. This is the correct side. These are the bird stamps. They're very cool. And they were really cheap. So you did break down and buy the washi tape paper. You won't be sorry, Keeks. You won't. So, yeah. And the rest of them I haven't stamped out yet. So that'll get done here in the next day or so. But they're very fun. And I think they were like only $5 a set or something like that. So it wasn't like it was that expensive. And I'll stamp them out on the washi sticker paper. And then Devin, here, I don't know, a few weeks ago when we were chatting back and forth, sending each other messages on IG, I had mentioned to you that I wanted to buy some alcohol markers, and you kind of said, well, you need to go ahead and do it. So because you are the bossy person that you are, hi Belinda, I went ahead and ordered another set of alcohol markers. When I looked at these, they look to be really bright, but I don't think I got a few really bright colors, but I wanted a bright set. But the reason I went ahead and got them is because they did have the brush on one end and fine tip on the other. So I will use them. And here's the swatch card. So I have done stuff. It's just not anything that anybody would really care about. But there's a few bright colors on there. I'm so happy to help. Look at her over there enabling quietly in my messages over on IG. But I think they're about the same, but no room for color cubes. Dee Dee. Hi, Raul. I decided I'm going to paint today rather than do Pictionary. Sorry to disappoint. Hi, Brenda. I hope I haven't missed anybody. And Dee Dee, I have a build for these. I'm not sure that it's going to hold these, but I'll figure it out. How about that? And that's it. And then Dee Dee, of course, tried to enable me to buy the, I have not used these since Koki lived at home. So that had to be 1995, and Dee Dee had mentioned that she had bought some. And I said, well, I have some around here. Went looking, sure enough, I found it up in the bathroom. Now, these are really nice ones, and I'm a little hesitant, but whose hair am I going to thin? So I think, go ahead and use them. Nobody's going to be thinning hair. Everybody I know is go to the beauty parlor, except me. So, yeah, if you didn't see Dee Dee this morning, she displayed these, and you can turn, well, here, I'll do it on some of this washi paper, because I didn't try it on that. Let's try it. We'll cut out these little stamps up here. Hang on. And if you buy the washi paper and you're going to use it, be careful you're working on the right side. Don't be a dumbass like me and stamp everything out on the wrong side and then go, oh my God, all that for nothing. You guys, this is not the first time I've done that. I stamped a bunch of stuff out for Terry, all on the wrong side. So anyway, when you do it like this, it gives you a serrated little edge that makes it look like a postage stamp, which I wish I'd known this years ago. But it is, whoever thought of this, and Dee Dee told me, I have it written down somewhere. It really is kind of brilliant. And you can buy them on Walmart, down at the Walmarts for almost no money. I'll hold it up against black so you can see what it does to the edge of the paper. See how it makes it look like it's perforated? Brilliant, for no money. So get on that. And that, I think, is all the enabling I'm going to do today. But you can't blame me for this enabling. That was Dee Dee enabling. I just happen to have them already. So they probably will now become an art supply. And then I got some happy mail from Dee Dee. Dee Dee's so nice to me, I swear. I don't know why, because I'm really not nice back usually. But I love this lemur. collage that she did. So she sent me a print of the lemur collage. And I have so much Dee Dee stuff now. I think I'm going to get either a binder or I'm going to dig into some of the ledgers and stuff that I have and do nothing but Dee Dee's art. So thank you, Dee Dee. And then she also said she found this cool little ATC book when she was going through her ATCs. So she sent me this, and it's all Asian related, which I'm already done with my Japan. But look at how cute this little ephemera is. It looks like there's 2 pages of each of it, like a little postage stamp. All Asian stuff. And I think I did cut one thing out and already went and put it on my Asian page in the passport journal. I'm going to have to get one, Bossy Butt, because right now I just have it all set together in one special place, but I need to have it where I can flip through it. So thank you, Dee Dee. This was very nice. Look like rubber stamps. Look at that. Really cute. Very, very cute. And I might end up having to do, because Kathy Berg was kind enough to send me a bunch of Asian stuff. So I probably will go ahead and do a second Asian page in the passport journal after I do all the other countries. I might have to buy more rubber stamps and stuff then. It's never ending. Never ending. So that's so cute. Really cute little book. So thank you, Dee Dee. And this one, we've had rain for like 3 days, and this sat out in my mailbox. I can't remember when Robert went and got it, but there was no, maybe Korean. I could do that, Raul. But there, like, water can't get in my mailbox, but we had so much rain, and in one day, that envelope had absorbed so much moisture that it felt like it had been sitting out in the rain. Ugh. Today is finally sunny, but I can hardly wait. I'm so glad it's over. And that's it. I have nothing else. Nothing else. So I thought I would today use some of the washi paper again. Oh, I know. I did get this out because I told you guys last week I would wait, excuse me, and cut this up on stream. I went ahead and finished it, and there wasn't much to do. I think I was putting the gold on and maybe finishing up some of the Zentangle. But I think I'm going to cut it up. Now, do you guys want me to cut it up in, I'm going to do that, Dee Dee. Do you guys want me to cut this up in strips, more like washi tape? Or do you want me to punch circles? Let me see. Okay, this is the little one. This was some other stuff that I'd done that I went ahead and cut up into strips. And then I did cut some circles out of it as well. Why not copy it and keep the original? Nah. I can do both. Yeah, that's what I did with these. Because the thing is, hi K-Berg, the thing is, I can just make more. Cut into ATC cards or bookmarks. Actually, that's not a bad idea. All right, we'll do some of each then. And I put all this cool little stuff in one of those little organizer containers with the circles that I love. Oh, I will. I will definitely make more. All right, let's get the cutting mat out here. I actually have, let's see, some of the bookmark sleeves. I'll cut those first because they're probably going to take up the most real estate. So this I cut into 1.5 inch strips. Yeah, 1.5 inch. by, let me see here, 5.5 inch. That's 5.5 inches that way, so we'll cut it this way. And again, this is some washi sticker paper that I stamped. Thanks, Keeks. That I stamped on the wrong side. Oh, God. This sucks so bad. All right, this is the bookmark size. Not horrible. Hi, Barbie. I'm sorry. I saw you at Dee Dee's this morning, Barbie. And I'm on Ustream chat. So, yeah. Now, sometimes if you're not on the correct chat at Dee Dee's, if you're not on live chat, there is stuff you could miss. So you're not invisible, Barbie. Sometimes it's just hard when you're streaming to pay attention to everything that's going on in chat. And then I'm going to do 4 strips of 1/2 inch washi. And I kind of think, I don't know, but I kind of think I'm more inclined to use my own washi. Darn, she saw me. Called you out there, didn't I, girl? And I'm cutting from the back so I can measure and see where my measurements are. And then we'll be surprised when it flips over. I do kind of like this painting with the Zentangle smushed in it. But one thing you have to know is if you're going to do something like this, you cannot work on top of it if you've watercolored. Now, if you've done acrylic, you could go ahead and work on top of it. But this watercolor is just sitting on top of the washi. The ink won't move, but the watercolor will move. Ooh, these are fun. That's a cool piece of washi tape. Having some oats with almond milk and a bit of honey. Aw, look at you, Raul, living life large, boy. And I like this intermittent gold and the circles. I'm liking this. Let's put one in my beast. And I'll pull out a punch here in a minute. Let's see, what are we on today? The 21st of April. Oh, look at this. Actually, I photocopied out of one of those ephemera books onto the washi sticker paper and put it in here. And this was one of them too. So I still have the bunny, but he got to be in my beast for Easter. He was in one of them too. You see paper clips. Where do you see paper clips? All right, this one I'm going to use. Slap it right down here in the beast. Now, I think Devin learned, and I have learned, if you pull this backing off all at once, just like regular washi, it's going to have a tendency to want to curl out of that. What now? You see paper clips out of that paper you are cutting. Okay, well, Angie, I'm not sure that I'm following, but that's not necessary here. Get it right down there in the... So yeah, just be aware that the washi tape is going to want to have a tendency to curl. Cool. I'm not sure what you're talking about, paper clips, Angie. I've obviously missed something. Sweet. And we'll just open the book up randomly and slap it down somewhere else because we don't care. You're making a catalog of your stamps. Actually, I've been thinking about updating mine. Because when I showed it the last time, I just thought, this is a mess. You should not show this in public to anyone. So I love this. Now I got rid of most of my punches, you guys. Oh, you can make paper clips out of it. What do? Wrap it around it, Angie? Or am I just not following it all? But I got rid of most of my punches. And I have a couple of different size circles. There's a little star. We'll try that. But I had these punches forever. And I hardly ever used them. And I thought, why do I keep them when they're taking up so much room? Right, Raul? It's like fancy. Hi, Icy. Oh, she has making hidden paper clips. Angie actually sent me a photo. And Angie, I don't have my email on my phone, so I can't show the photo you sent me. I didn't think of that until after we were done streaming this morning, and I couldn't tell you. I don't do email on my phone. I don't do hardly anything on my phone. That's a cool circle. Here, we'll do a circle of a circle. I need one of those books like Devin has started. I kind of like the circles. Another cool thing is, I don't have room for a whole circle there, so let's just do a star. Ooh, that's going to be ugly. Here's a bright pink one. But this paper cuts out really nice. And believe me, these cannot be the sharpest punches in the world. Let me see if I can squeeze one out here. I might be able to. Oh, it's going to be tight. Wow. Look at it. Nice. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to do one of those books. The cool thing about this is, depending on where you place the punch, you get just such random shapes, colors, whatever. You know, I like that. Dee Dee could use them for crazy planets. Oop, now it's not wanting to. I might have been too close or something. It still came out okay. Now, another person would save that and use it somewhere. I'm not that other person. I put it in the trash. And I want to save this one because I really like the polka dot parts. So one thing, okay, I might have sticky on this punch. I might have to clean it. Let me punch something just regular and see if it's, yeah, I'm going to have to clean that punch now. So be mindful of that. It's not hard to do. Just get some alcohol and run it around the cutter. But yeah, now it's not wanting to cut nice and crisp. So that has to go in the to be cleaned pile. Another thing I could use is the memory maker. Is that what they're called? It's the same as this mat. Creative Memories circle makers. I like this star. I probably will make more stars to put in the bees. No, I wasn't calling you trash, but some people would save that. And if it was intact, like I did save that one, if you'll notice, because when I do the ephemera boxes or when I make the boxes, that will make really cool texture hoarders. Missy gets it. But see, this one's so nice, I saved it. But that other one, no, I'm not going to save that. I'd have to find it when I want it. I'm not going to do that. We're all hoarders. Let's just accept that that is our life. We do that. And then I've got, let's rip this punch since we can. Cut some smaller ones. I like them. And you have to cut it off so your punch will go in there. If I use the Creative Memories ones, just own it. Yeah, we do. I pretty much accept that. And I also accept that when Jamie comes to clean up around here when I'm gone, all of this stuff is going directly into the dumpster. I pretty much understand that completely. He won't have any sentimental reason to go, oh, that was Merle's favorite thing. Not that won't happen. He'll be like, bring in the backhoe. Actually, Robert and I did that at his mother's house. I had to take my sweater off. It's hot. All right. So have you guys seen enough of that? I think I'll make one more. I'll cut the rest up into washi. Got warm in here. It was so cold all weekend. Rainy, wet, caca. Hey, Cat and Paste. I was just cutting up the washi tape sticker paper that I made the other day. All right, let me measure off. I can't just cut willy-nilly, you guys. You know what I could do, though? All right. What do I care? I've already trashed it out. The reason the washi tape that we buy has straight edges, you know, 1/2 inch wide or something like that. But there's no reason that we can't have curvy washi. Right? All right, I could leave that. All right, I'm going to have to put another piece of the curvy washi in the beast. I might become a real fan of curvy washi. My hands get in the way. I used your Creative Memory special cutter to make curvy washi. You did? I know, right? I hadn't thought about curvy washi, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm going, there is nothing wrong with some curvy washi going on here. I bought some and I haven't used much of it. You guys may remember it's some washi tape that looks like the edges are burned. And it's just obviously out of the printed. Created that way by printing, not actually by burning. All right. Which one do we want to do? I like that one with the little polka dots there. And this is short enough. All right. We're going to put some curvy washi down here for no good reason. Because we can. Put it up higher to show all its very cool curviness. Think of the possibilities, would Barbara say. See, on my screen, hunka hunka burnin' love. Yeah, the music note or the emojis come out as what it's programmed in as, so I don't actually see them. But I like the burn edge washi. But I don't very often use it. But this stuff I can see myself using. I really can. So there you go. And today I'm just going to keep playing with it because I pretty much can. Oh, that came out of the other one. I'll clean it while I'm cleaning the other one. So yeah, you might have to clean your punches if you use it with the washi, which makes sense actually. All right, you guys. This is fun. I probably will use some of this on the ATC. I'll do that outside, Devin. I'll try and burn the edges, but I'll do it outside because, yeah, I don't want to set the house on fire. But I won't mind doing it outside. Have Robert get out his flamethrower. But I'll probably use some of this on your return envelopes when I separate out the ATC. So did you like watching it get cut up? And this one, I will actually put on some black paper and put into a bookmark. But that's what it'll end up looking like. That's pretty cool. On one hand, when I do something like this, I kind of like the bigger pieces. So I might end up making, in fact, depending on what we create today, I might end up, I need to put that one separate so I get it mounted. Yeah, make some bookmarks or something. Keep the rain. Yeah, I've had enough of it, Angie. It was flooding and just a mess this weekend. And the storms come at night, which I really hate because it messes with my sleep, you know? Really messes with my sleep, and I don't like that at all. I'm a grumpy enough person without it, you know? And I'm only going to work on a half a sheet. Seems to work better under the camera. Okay, and if you have missed it, because we've all been working on it and playing with it, this is the washi sticker paper that I found on Amazon, and I've had so much fun playing with it. I mean, of all the things that I found lately that just intrigue me and make me want to play is this darn paper. And I've not done anything on it yet that I don't think worked well. No product, no nothing. Yeah, you can ask a question, Dee Dee. I may or may not tell you the truth, but you can ask. Do I need to buy you a clean cutting mat? Okay, this one was actually my mother's, Dee Dee. And believe me, this thing has been cleaned. I have 2 of them. And mine isn't a whole lot better. But I do have this one that is spotless. But no, please don't buy me another cutting mat. I have plenty of them. And if I need to cut something just small, I have this one. And other than getting some little bit of gold ink on it right there, which I can probably scrape off or get some alcohol to clean off, it's also pretty clean. But this one actually was my mother's, and it has been cleaned. This thing has gotten a lot of use. I swear, these cutting boards, they're priceless. And I think Mother and I bought ours at the same time. Angie, she's just giving me crap because I give her crap. Turnabout is fair play around here. I thought she was going to ask something real personal, which then I would have had to treat her like a spam caller and tell her about my divorce and how I can't afford undergarments anymore. And who knows what I would come up with. Yeah. So anyway, those of you not familiar with EssoldoDesign, we bought and have been working out of this abstract watercolor book. Her name is Kate Rebecca Leach, and she has a great IG account. So if you're not familiar with her work, it's worth it just to go look at her eye candy. It's also just you want to lick it. And she just came out with some new fabrics, and I'm so glad I bought this book. I mean, of all the books that I've used it, this is one of my absolute favorites. One thing about abstract watercolor or abstract art in general, I guess, is, it's not like you're painting a picture of a bird or a gnome or a woman without undergarments. It just, whatever happens, happens. So it's a great time to play with your product and see how it, thank you, Kat. See how something behaves or how it acts different on watercolor paper than it would on the washi paper, whatever. Abstract is so good. Now, I think one thing that Kate has that maybe I'm not necessarily great at is color selection and how colors are going to work together. But if you work out with her stuff, I think you start getting a feel for that. Another thing about abstract that I think makes it appealing just in general is when you get the balance right, whether it's colors or whatever, kind of like doing this piece of paper. I've got a big blank area here, but it's offset by another one here. And then there's a lot of activity in the middle. So there's something about balance in abstract work that makes you feel either really good about it or like something doesn't feel right. So sometimes I think abstract is a good way to kind of learn about that, what makes something balanced and feel good. Dee Dee will often say when she's working on her collages that she points something a particular direction so that your eyes don't go off the page. There are those little tricks in art that I think it just takes experience to know about. And if you read some books by artists, they kind of touch on that a little bit. But it's remarkable if you just do it, if you're arting a lot, how you just kind of absorb that stuff through osmosis or something, and you can tell almost immediately if something feels right or it doesn't. But I think it's really just, I don't know. It's your brain telling you that looks good, that doesn't look good. That feels right, that doesn't feel right. And doing stuff like this kind of makes you learn it through osmosis, really. I don't know that it's something you can learn. There's like the whole mean triangle and a whole bunch of other stuff that you can study. But sometimes I think it's just doing it that makes you recognize and use of color. We can all learn about and read about the color wheel from now until we die. But your sense of color might be different than mine. Definitely prefer cool colors. Some people prefer warm colors. No, I prefer warm colors. Warm colors are blue, green, purple, stuff like that. But see, I love this. And this is what I was thinking about doing today, was something with the circle things. And that was one of her fabrics, and she did the color she used in that. It was just so gorgeous. It would fit in anybody's house. I thought about doing this one with just the random flowers and more playing with color and design. Like this one, I like that. And then the other one that I kind of picked. Oh no, that wasn't it. I put the thing on the wrong page. What the hell? I can't believe I'd do something like that. More like this. Yeah, blue and purple are, I'm not a huge fan of purple. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Carol. Yeah, I like cool colors. The blues, the purples, like this blue and brown to me is just like the perfect color combination. And if you walked in my house, you would see that. Like my sofa is navy blue. My chairs are a light warm tan, you know, they're kind of neutral, really. But the blue, and then if you walk in my art room, it has blue walls, dark blue. So that's what I thought I would do today, that we would just do this. Terry, get your stuff out. But the one she did today, I think I pulled it up because I was thinking, well, maybe I ought to use colors that are not necessarily in my wheelhouse. So you guys can decide because I don't really care. This was one that she just recently posted. Come on, don't do that. See, I get my fingers on the thing and you can't, you're getting it? Okay, good girl. But this, where she's used pinks and purples and oranges, it's very pretty to me and very bright. Now, I know Terry will art along, but then she's used gold and black and stuff on top of it, which I really like. So I thought, well, maybe some different color combinations would be fun. Let me go to her actual page. Here's her fabrics. And she's not paying me. I'm not getting any money or anything. But these are all based off of her watercolor paintings. So she's been obviously very successful. Like, but you can tell too that she probably never takes a day off. And she's not afraid to try. And I guess that's the moral of the story is don't be afraid to try. And that's why I thought today, maybe I ought to just use some colors that are not necessarily in my wheelhouse and see how I could just end up feeling about it. These, she did a painting and then cut them out and repurposed her art, which is also cute. Don't be going around talking about bossy. I'm not bossy. I'm aggressively helpful. Could you try and remember that? Devin, I watched your video. Devin posted a video of her and her sister dyeing some eggs and paper and stuff together with some deco art stuff. I think it was. They got at Michael's. And I was sitting there just waiting to see if your sister would boss you around or if you bossed her around. Guess who the bossy one was? See, I think that is really pretty. There's no pressure to create anything because it could be just anything. You can try, yeah. whatever. Now, one thing that's going to be weird is that the washi sticker paper is not going to behave like watercolor paper. So her results may end up really different than mine. I thought I messed up a collage the other day because I tried something new with dots, and then I found out about mark making and a mistake became cool, right? Yeah. Yeah, the video of Devin and her sister were fun. I wish the plastic eggs with the eyes and the ears had worked. So, yeah. And I'm not trying to sell you her stuff. I'm just using her as an example because, one, she has a great sense of balance and color, and it always works. Always works. So, your sister's older, and you boss her around like that? She lets you? Wow. I have an older sister too, and she tries to boss me, but it's not very. Look at my watercolor. Dee Dee, should I go clean that? This is the only palette that I let stay like that, and I'm not sure why. I do actually use it for mixing. But I thought I would use these. These are Mission Gold. I started with the 24 set, and then Xandra was kind enough to send me some other colors. My home, my rules. There you go. And with me and my sister Devin, it's who can cuss out the other one the most. I usually win. And she is worse than a sailor. I learned everything I know from her. But I like the Mission Gold, these Mission Gold paints. And if I ever run out of these, I would replace them. That's how much I like these. I have some sets that when they run out, I won't replace them. They were fun to play with, but I won't replace them. These I will replace. You should spritz it with water and wipe the washi paper on it. Oh, look at Kristen. Hi, by the way, I don't think I saw you come in, but look at Kristen being all smart and stuff. All right, Kristen, you asked for it. Let's do it. Why not? I'll have to cut the paper slightly more narrow than I have on here. All right. We'll take about a ½ an inch off. And we'll just do that very little thing, Kristen. Because why not? And the nice thing about this washi paper, now I have to be really careful that I'm working on the right side again. It dries pretty quickly. Yeah, smack and dragon. Hi, yay. All right, look, it's going to lay down just perfectly. So let's get a little moist in here. I'll use a little spritzer bottle. I'll move the paper out of the way. And it's made little puddles because the water is, the plastic is resisting. So this ought to be interesting. Check a corner. Yeah, I'm going to, Dee Dee. I think I know which is the correct side, but yeah, I've learned my lesson about using the wrong side of this paper. Believe me, I screwed up enough times. All right. Can you guys see okay? I'll leave it right there in the middle. Ready, set, go. All right, how am I going to pick this up? I want to pick it up and get it turned over so it doesn't run. Hang on, I'm getting a sheet of paper to lay it on. Okay. Ready, set, go. Well, now I'm going to have to use another piece of it. It's not horrible. It's going to be really settled. Of course, it's going to dry. I'm going to use this other sheet. I can always get another one out and cut it because I did order more. Surprise, surprise. Now I'm not measuring. I'm just going to cut. And hope it's not horrible crooked, but whatever. Okay. Hi, Marguerite. Hi, me. Do I want to do a second pass? I was thinking that, Dee Dee. All right, I'm going to set this aside for just a second. We'll hit this with a heat gun. And the underneath paper is just a paper that I work on top of, but it's kind of at the point right now where I like it. And I might have to cut this up and use it for backgrounds for something. Oh, I knocked my heat gun off. The washi paper does dry pretty quickly. I hope, Dee. The thing is, even if it doesn't, I can add something else on top of it. I could just add splatters and it wouldn't make nice washi. Probably dry enough. And I set this at an angle, so who knows if the water was running underneath or not. Hang on. Oh, this one came out weirder. More weird. That's kind of cool. Cat and pasted. I didn't rub this one. I just laid it down and let whatever happen, happen. That's cool. I like it. Dry the worst of it. All right, we're going to do that first one. This one needs to sit flat. All right, most of the runny water now has been absorbed, and I'm not sure. I think I'm going to give a little spritz right there. All right, so I put it down like that. The red was on that side. Let me put it down this way. And again, I'm pressing this one where that other one I didn't press. It's getting muddier and muddier. It's still kind of cool though. Oh, okay. I said hi to somebody who isn't here. Well, wherever you're at, hi. Hope you're having a great day. Which I turned the colors over, so I put the green with the red, so I should have expected mud, right? But this is not horrible. And another cool thing that I could do with this is when it dries, I could stamp, like I have a... All right, now I've got another idea. Oh my gosh, you guys, we may never get anything done. We may just sit and play all day, which is not horrible. You can see an eel and a pig or a pig. I just saw somebody say hi to me. Could have been a typo. Oh, I know one thing. Okay. Because I'm not... An eel is on the pig's head. Is this the pig's nose? Hang on, I'm gonna, oh, you know what? I can use my new stamps. All right, hang on. We're gonna get out one of my new stamps. All right, my plans may have just changed. Let me use these new bird stamps that I got. And I'm not even sure why I bought them. I just thought they were cool looking. So hang on here. Let it dry just a hair more. Yeah, I'm not seeing the eel either. All right, this corner's fairly dry. Oh, I should have probably put some fun foam under this. I think it'll stamp okay. These acrylic stamps tend to be a little juice, you know, they'll give a little bit so you get a decent image. Look at that. Look at that, would you? All right, now I have an idea of what I probably will end up doing, because these will make fun stickers, and all I'll have to do is get out a paintbrush here. Somebody else saw the eel? Now you're eel whispers. That's funny. All right, let's paint this little bird like a robin. I don't know where my cheat sheet went for this, but that's okay. I'm going to pull you guys down. And remember, watercolor generally dries lighter than it appears, so I won't obliterate the stamp or the underpainting, whatever. Poor Terry's going, you told me to get my stuff out. When are we going to do something with it? In just a minute. See, I'm going directly from the pan, which I'm not actually crazy about. Oh, no, I'm glad I'm not using that one. We'll turn him into a little robin. No room. You're just amusing yourself? Okay, good. Just chill for a minute. But when I saw the background, I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to figure out stamping on top of that. So just treat it like a background. Maybe pick out, no, I like this one better. Picks a couple of colors out of the background. And then you don't have to paint the whole thing. You can just paint a few of the items in there. I like this idea. And that's it. I think that's all I'm going to paint. Let me pick up a little bit of excess. Yeah, I think using it as a background like that could work out really, really cool. And then just pick out a few of the elements. But what I was going to originally go and get was, I have this tag stamp, and it's just kind of a random stamp that you could use in a background on anything. This actually works out better because then you've got, you know, just elements of it that you could pick out to maybe highlight a little bit. And then the other thing probably that I would do, and I can't tell which is which on this, honestly. So I probably will just pick out randomly just some things to add green to. So your eyes are still drawn to the birds. We'll let that dry and we'll look at it here in a minute. I think I like that. Now I think I know what I'm going to be doing with that. Where am I going to put that without wrecking it? Because if you'll notice, I didn't put my hand in the wet paint. At least not yet. See how I cleaned that up, Dee Dee? Just cleaned that right off it. Amazing. What's going on with my picture? Are you guys seeing the screen break up? No, when I did that, it stopped. It's trying to focus on that crazy background is what it's doing. When I give it something to focus on, it stops that nonsense. Yep. But when I give it something to focus. Thanks for giving me the finger, Marguerite. Hi, Joe Lou. Okay. Now let's go ahead and finish what we started over here. I'll just wash that tray out later. But here's that other piece of washi paper that we had. And I like this. I'm just thinking if the idea is a smart one. Oh man, I made a big old fat mess over there. Focus, you freak. Yeah, that's what it was doing. It was trying to focus on that background paper, and it was making it go cuckoo. But if I want to do more, All right, I'm thinking of that paper. Hang on, I'm looking for my baby wipes. I think I put something on top of them. Yeah, I shoved them to the back. Hang on. I know y'all are freaking out. Oh, don't do that. I have to do it. I have to do it. Sorry, dudes. And that's probably as clean as it's going to come. The plastic is stained. And you can't do nothing about that, right? All right. This is the one I'm going to work on. And I probably will use this one much like I did that last one where I will stamp on top of it, but I want to fill in some of these areas. So I'm going to create, let's see what colors do I want. Let's do some red. Make it look like we've been painting. Oops, I just made my yellow green. Check it out. That's a pretty green that I made there. Okay, let me pull you guys back out. Sorry. Left you in very close there. Terry, I haven't forgotten that we are actually going to do something today. Because now you just got me into playing. Film yourself as it was. All right. This might end up looking too planned, you know? We'll find out. Because it really is just smack and dragging like Dee Dee does a lot of times, only with leftover paint. Okay, see, that's going to make good background paper. I like the texture that it makes when it's just a little bit drier. I love that texture in there. See if we can get some more right in here, and then we'll call that done and done. Okay. All right, that'll make good backgrounds, and I'll stamp on it. Set it over to dry. Let's see if the little bird dried yet. Pretty much. And I'll darken some of that black. That'll work out good. That will work out just fine. Woot woot. All right, let's quit freaking out the camera over here. He'll sit just right behind me. Hi, Art Junkie. All right, let's pick our colors. Oh, I forgot my little strip. Well, we'll use it for something else later. All right, I said I was going to use some colors that are kind of out of my comfort zone. And use EssoldoDesign. And I think that red one, either this one, where she uses a lot of pinks and reds. I think I passed the other one. Let me see. Because it was a newer post. Well, maybe I'm on drugs. Is this the one? I don't know. Same kind of thing. All right, we're going to use reds, pinks, and purples. Okay. These are our color choices. So I think I'm going to go with, let me pull out a little tray so I can maybe pick out our little colors here. Now, I'm not looking at the book, so I'm just going to kind of have to guess at how many different colors she's using. And I'm going to say it's probably 3. So one of the colors that I love out of this Mission Gold set, and I started with the 24, which is in the big pans around the edges. I crossed out Chinese white because my white is never really white. So let's use the Rose Madder, which I love, and you can use it, you know, right out of the pan and get it really dark and rich. But it's also nice when you water it down, and we'll try and do that where we use the same color, but just use various shades of that color. But I do love the Rose Madder, even though I'm not a red lover. The bright, that's so dark. I wonder if I want to use the red violet. Yep, let's use the red violet. And I've got it written on the side. This one is the red violet. And these little half pans that are in the middle, Xander was kind enough to send me these a long time ago. She likes the Mission Gold too, but she doesn't like it as much as she likes Jane Davenport. Xander doesn't like anything as much as she likes Jane Davenport. Is it Art Junkie's birthday? Happy birthday, Art Junkie. I have to wait forever for another birthday. But I'm still going to act like it's my birthday when I order from Amazon. All right. And then the pinks that I have would either be a real lightened version of the quinacridone permanent rose, the bright opera, or the violet pink. Of those 3, I think we're going to go with the bright opera, which I did last time. Only I was using the Jean Haynes paints. But we can water that down. It doesn't have to be in your face. Or I could mix it. You know what I think I'm going to do? All right, we're going to go a little cuckoo here. We're going to mix a little bit of the quinacridone permanent rose in there just to soften that bright, bright, bright opera pink color. I think that's what we'll do, and just tone it down a little bit. All right. Let's see. I might have to do a neutral color with this too. We'll just see. Still pretty bright, but that's okay. Oh, I just used my napkin. I got to get another one. There's some purple with it. Ooh, this is going to be crazy color. And then some red. All right. Those are some crazy colors. The brand of the watercolor is Mission Gold. And they used to be, I haven't looked at them in a long time. They used to be fairly inexpensive. But I have to say, I really, truly love these paints. And I don't know if they tell themselves that they're artist grade. I don't know. But I know that this was one of the early sets that I got. And I probably did it based on price. And I ended up really loving it. These are all Mission Gold, Dee Dee. All Mission Gold. I bought the original 24, and then Xandra, who has access to better art stores than I have. I don't know if she bought them individually or if she bought a bigger set, but I know that she had tubes of them. So, yeah. All right. And then to tone some of this down, let's do a real light version of, which one? I'm going to add some Van Dyke, which is a dark brown, but if you water it down enough, and I'm going to add some white to it, we might get a really nice brown to go with them. Tone them down a little bit. I could be so on drugs, but all right. And then I'll try and get some of my dirty white out. It has a little bit of pink in it now. If you're going to use white in your watercolors, if you actually want some white, buy some Chinese white separately. The ones that come in the sets, in my opinion, are not that awesome. Just saying. And neither are the blacks. Mix your own blacks. Very good pigmentation. Very good. All right. There. We got a real nice neutral that will work with all of them. So, and that was just Van Dyke brown and some white. All right. And I'm not going to be working real big because I'm going to work on some of the washi sticker paper that I got to cut in half because I use my other ones. So, and the reason I put it out on the palettes is because I don't have enough room to keep that big ass palette on the table while I work when I'm streaming. If I wasn't streaming, and the lights weren't up and everything, I could work directly out of the palette. But see, this side up. Don't be a dumbass your whole life. I've used so much of this paper, you'd think that I'd be out by now, but I'm not. But have no fear, I bought more. When you were teaching art, yeah, throw away the white. The white, unless you're going to use it for lightening of something else, it's a useless color in your palette. But I also think black is. I just think it's utterly useless. And I do like watercolor and ink together. So if I want something black, I get some ink out. But that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, you shouldn't expect black watercolor to be black. It's contrary to watercolor. But if you want something nice and black, get ink out and use it. Any black will do usually. All right. There, we got some paper. Terry, are you ready? Or have you already just said, screw you, I'm done waiting. I went on. I'm doing what I'm doing. Here we go. And it looks like what she did on this, and I'll just take it my own way. She just painted some colorful blobs and then went back in and added doodles and stuff to it. And I can't really get it close enough for this camera. There we go. That's not a bad one. So that's what we're going to try. Already started. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Let's start out with a small circle. And on this paper, wet on wet does not work great. And I'm not sure if it's because the paper is real absorbent or if it's because the pigments just end up sitting on top of the paper. But the water does not affect the sticky at all. Not at all. And neither does the heat gun. But the pigments do just tend to stay where you put them, even if you're doing wet on wet, which is really unusual. Very unusual. Let me pull you guys down a little bit. Now I'm going to try and get them to touch and move, but I don't know if they're going to. Yep, they did a little bit. I just don't know how much they will. Okay, you can see that the red did run into the purple, so that's cool. But you can see how the edges of the paint dried like almost immediately, so that's not going to run at all. Hi, Angela. Hi, Miriam. Anybody else who might have come in? I don't intend to miss anybody, but yeah, I can't tell you. Unusual colors for me. And then she kind of has some irregular shapes. But it is kind of weird how it just, when you put it where you kind of want it, it's going to stay there. And then see how it dried and left that hard line there? Some people would really hate that. I don't. I like that. So, yeah, I'm all good. I am going to try and keep it kind of curvy. No hard line, straight lines anywhere. It almost acts, and I don't know if the washi paper encourages this, but it almost looks like this red especially is granulating. It's almost like the pigments are heavier and they're falling to the bottom, and then they're just staying there. It is, Miriam. It behaves so very differently than watercolors. So if you're expecting watercolor to act a certain way, this does not. But it has its own properties that makes it behave in an all new way. Okay, you can kind of see it here where I have a bunch of water, how it's getting the blooms, but the rest of the paint acts like it's just pigmenting, or granulating, that the heavy pigments are falling to the paper, and then they're just going to sit there and wait until the water evaporates. This is a silver black velvet brush. They're my favorites. There's a lot of good brushes out there, so don't be intimidated. These are a little pricey, but you can buy some really good natural hair brushes. These I've had for I don't even know how many years. And I feel like I've definitely gotten my money's worth. I've not had to replace them, but look at how perfect That brush has kept its point, but I'm real careful with them. I clean them. I treat them special. I don't put their protective cover back on, but I do keep them separate so that when I'm digging through other brushes, I'm not trashing them out. So I do try and do that. All right, let's go in right here and do kind of an oblong something or other. And I am a little bit going on what she's got in the book there. Oops, I want the red. And because the water's just sitting, it should run pretty readily if I lift it like that. So I think I'm going to play with this and see what properties it has that I really like and those that I wish were different. But with watercolor, I'm pretty cool just letting it do whatever it's going to do and then dealing with the end result of it. I'm cool with that. But even though it's really still very, very wet, if I want some red, and I think this is going to work, if I want some deep red right in the middle of that, I think I can put it in there and the water is not going to suck it out like it would on normal watercolor paper. And I think that's because even though it's absorbent, it's not like watercolor paper. It's not like a sponge. It'll take some of the water, but it doesn't spread it out evenly. So it's just very cool. And you can see how it's the different rates of drawing up here. Very cool. And I haven't very often gone back and added paint, but let's go back on one of these and see. I think I'll add some, well, I'm going to add water to this and make it a real light purple. Let me move this. Maybe you can see better. And I'm just playing. It's not like and that's too dry, so I'm going to do something separate. We'll take all the water out of my brush. Oops, did I pick the right color? Yeah, I did. Such different colors for me. But I'll end up doodling on it and kind of trying to tie it all together, you know? That's typical of Kate's work. All right, I'm going to add some water. I'm going to touch any of the other. Well, no, I'll do that below this. It's just so weird how it kind of stays put. Wherever you put it is where it's going to stay. Would mixed media work? Ellen, I'm not sure what exactly you're saying. Are you saying to do mixed media on this paper? Yes, it would. If you're going to use acrylic paints or anything, I think it would work fine on. I have not found any product that does not work well on this paper. If anything was going to create a problem, it would probably be watercolor because of the nature of the water. And if you're not upset that the watercolor is not behaving like normal, then I would say maybe you want to steer clear. But for the most part, yeah, it's going to, any product that you put on it, I think is going to work well based on, what I've done. I've stamped on it. I've used water-based markers. I've used alcohol markers. Now, one thing when I use the alcohol markers, the texture of the paper showed very obviously. I'm trying to think. I think I put one in my beast. Let me see if I can find it quickly. But yeah, it was, the alcohol markers behave very cool. Okay, this would be an example of what the alcohol markers did on it. See how you can kind of see the texture of the paper on it? And the alcohol markers appeared lighter than they would on normal paper. So, and I have new alcohol markers, so I'm going to have to be experimenting some more with them. But I like that the texture of the paper showed up. So, yeah, there's that. And because the water's just sitting there, I think if you like drips and stuff like that, see up here how that's moving? You can see the hard edge where it dried. And now the paint is just moving. I can get it to move any way I want it just by tipping the paper, which I kind of like those. Yeah, it did look cool. Hey, Lady Jan. Is this different than that sticker paper? It is, Miriam. The normal sticker paper you buy, like Avery and some of those that are the really well-known brands, they're, well, one, they've got a coating on them. So, yeah, they're definitely going to behave differently. But they're opaque. And the nice thing about this washi sticker paper is, and Devin did an experiment the last week or 2 weeks where she put the washi sticker in a book and you could see the writing through the washi. It looks very cool. So yeah, but for mixed media, I would say, yeah, I haven't found anything on that I've used on it that I have not been pretty darn happy with. Didn't affect the paper, didn't affect how the product worked. So yeah, not a problem. It's just fun to play with. I mean, it's so different than anything else I have. And even, I would say, well, would it behave like vellum? Kind of, because the product is sitting right on top. But vellum will never absorb anything. So, working on top of vellum is very hard. You've got to use like colored pencils, acrylic, but the product is literally just sitting on top of that paper. There's no absorbency. This has some absorbency. Not a whole lot, but a little. All right, let's do a big old purple. Now these colors are so weird to me. Man, I wish I had turned the air conditioner on. It's been so cold that I thought, oh, I'll leave the air conditioner off. Now I wish I had it on. It will definitely go on before I go to bed tonight. Peel one of the pieces I cut. Okay. All right, let me see. I don't know if I have any. Okay, I know what. Because these, here, I'm going to move this so I don't trash it out. So far, I haven't trashed it out, so let me just show you guys. These are, I stamped on the wrong side of the paper. So let me show you this. And I'll do it where it's orange here so you can kind of see. Can you see how it's, you can see through it. It's kind of translucent. So if you put it on top of a book page or something like that. So, yeah. Is that what you wanted, Dee Dee? Or you want me to do something different? It's very cool. Just fun, something new to play with. And I didn't think it was horribly expensive. What is it? Less than $50 or $50. Less than 50 cents a sheet, I think, if I remember right. It seems to me like it was, if you bought the bigger quantity, I think it was like 24 or 32 cents a sheet. So, yeah, that'll give you an idea. Okay, and while I'm doing this, I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on, is it feeling balanced more than anything? And is the color, my distribution of color good? Because remember, I'm going to draw between a lot of these. Oop, I was going to add some more. Maybe I'll add the pink. You can tell that the pink is probably my least favorite of the colors, but that's okay. Try and do a little bit different shape and size. Now see, if I was working on watercolor paper, that paper behind being wet, it would have taken that red and spread it out very evenly. It'll spread a little bit, but that's not going to move a whole lot. Some haven't seen the paper. Okay, that's cool, Dee Dee. Thank you. But yeah, that's going to sit there now and just dry at whatever rate it dries. You can see up here where I was moving it and stuff. See how much lighter it dried than what it was when I was getting it to move? And that's just going to dry now and be about the color you're seeing. It's just very cool. Very cool stuff. Okay, here I'm going to do a little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit of an oddball shape. And this is that neutral color I mixed using Van Dyke and white. I think it looks good with these colors, so I'm glad it mixed well. Serendipity, believe me, there was no skill or anything going on. Ooh, I like where that pink and the red have mixed together. That's a pretty color. Okay, let me try. Now this is, I didn't really clean my brush, but for the most part, the paint is off of it. Now I'm just going to add some water and see if I can get it to bloom that way. A little bit. (11°C. What's that would be? The way I always thought about that was to get Fahrenheit, double it and add 32 is about what I think works. I don't know if it really does. All right, see, that one dried too quick. This one I'm going to move a little bit quicker. I'm going to take some of this red and make it lighter. Let's go in here. Try and keep those edges a little bit wet. And then come in here. Well, yeah, I guess the same color, only lighter. And there I was just mixing colors right on the page. Up here, I think I'm going to go back in. Some of the purple here in the center. Move it down into there and see if it'll go ahead and spread down into the other circle. I don't think it will. And with whatever color is left on my brush, I'll Thanks, Kat. Okay, somebody's saying it was pricey. Is the paper pricey other places? I didn't think it was horrible because it was about 25 cents. Well, 30, less than 50 cents a sheet. And I thought, well, for something cool like this, you're not going to find sticker paper, regular sticker paper that cheap. Like, oh, what's that? Peel and stick. I sold a mountain of that stuff. Yeah, you can choose the amount of sheets you want. Yeah, I started with the smallest quantity, and if you buy the smallest quantity, that's going to be the highest price per sheet. And then when I discovered that I really liked it and reordered, I bought the maximum, and that dropped the price per sheet substantially. And since I was just experimenting with it, I didn't really care. All right, focus, you freak. Oh, in Canada, it's pricey. Okay. Hi, Dorothy. I got home from a day spent with your family. Lucky you. That's awesome, Dorothy. I spent the day with my family yesterday. and it was pretty fun. Lots of good food. Yep, it was a good day. And my little friend Smidgy, who came and stayed with me, it made me feel so good because when I went in their house, I went in from their garage. And little Smidgy just came running. She was so happy to see me, and she hadn't even seen me yet. She just heard my voice, my brother and I talking. She came running. She was just like the happiest little Smidgeroo. Jumped up, smooched me all over my face. I felt like, no, I think the dog loves me more than my people. Not kidding. But Smidgeroo was happy to see me. I was happy to see her. But she loves my brother. She definitely loves my brother. She was happy to see me. And then later on, after we were done eating, we were out in the front room. There was something on the TV or something. We were just sitting there yakking. And I was sitting on like a love seat. And the seat next to me was empty. And here comes little Smidgeroo. Jumps up to be my friend. So, yeah, it was fun. She's a good little dog. On one hand, it makes me want to get a dog. And on the other hand, I think, I just got all the hair cleaned up. But it's fun, to have a little friend that even if they don't love you, they act like they do. She's a very cute little dog. Very cute. Can you see how that one's running up there? Those are very cool. Very cool runners. And see how it just stopped right there. Won't go any further. I'm going to coax it, I think. Look at how it escaped from that water. It just behaves differently. Not bad, just different. Okay, I think I need some purple down in here. I'm going to leave that full strength, I think. I'm about out of room, so I'll do one shape in the full pink. And I've just paid attention to Essoldo's design. One thing she does is there's always a repeated element. So that's why I'm adding these red dots here at the end. And I'll add one more up here. Just kind of, I don't know, I guess pulls it all together, makes it look like it belongs, even though there's nothing on here that looks like it belongs. I think those red dots help it. Now I have enough probably to doodle with, don't you think? And I've tried to keep all my shapes on here curved, nothing straight. So I'm wondering, I think I will. I've got to leave some room in here to doodle. Okay, and there's some space that I can, and I think that I'm going to okay. I think you guys can pretty much see. See, I probably let that dry a little much before I added to it, but that's fine. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun now. But I like the hard lines. I've got some really good ones on here. Hit it with a heat gun. Heat gun. Hi, Soupy Doo. Welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you here. And you're just getting into watercolor. Watercolor is fun. You know, there was a time I would have said, no, I'm not getting into watercolor. I'm not by, in fact, ask my friend Elaine. She tried to get me into it. And I was like, no, I got plenty of stuff. I don't need any more. I don't need any more of anything. And then I don't know. Oh, my niece got me some watercolor. And it's been all downhill from there. Watercolor is really, really fun to play with. Of all the products, I think it's the funnest for just playing, other than maybe spray inks. And the heat gun does dry it really quick. I've only got a very few places now. And if I get tired of waiting for it to dry, I'll just pick up the wet. I don't care. Arteza metallic paints. The watercolor? I've tried the Arteza paints. They're not horrible. Of the inexpensive student grade, just play paints, I think my favorite of those are Grabby. Oh, I was with my brother yesterday, you guys know, and occasionally my niece-in-law will drop by, and she said, I don't know, she said, well, if I have time, I'll stop in tomorrow. And I said, well, whatever, you know, I think everybody's happy to see you when you drop in. And she was like, you have the nicest people. Like, she really complimented you guys. So thank you for being such cool people, especially to newcomers and people we don't know. It's awesome. She's the one her name is Quack. Okay, I think that's probably dry enough. There's a couple of wet spots, but I think I'm just going to pick them up because I like the way that looks too. Yeah, she did. She complimented the community and said, you guys have such a nice community. I was like, thank you. I mean, I knew that. That's why I kept coming back. And all right. Just pick up a few of the places. You never intended to be in a live chat with username. But yeah, that's fine, Soupy Doo. We'll just call you Soup, or yeah. And the people who have been around a long time, I call them worse, so don't even worry about that. Okay, and ink, I haven't found any ink on this that does not work well. The alcohol markers, you know, like this one or just a regular Sharpie, they do spread a little bit, but not so much that you wouldn't use them. And of course, if they're waterproof on any other paper, they're going to be waterproof on this. Yeah, but anything you put on it does dry quickly, so just know that. Soup is fine. It's your cat's name. You have a cat named Soupy Doo? I like that. My aunt had a cat she named Ski Cat. All right, let's do some doodles. I'll start out with kind of some that she's used in the back. And you know, one of my favorites to get us started is just dots. And this is an Identi-Pen. Dee Dee turned me on to this. It's alcohol. It's permanent. You get 2 points, a real fine point and a little bit thicker point. I trashed this point out within days of getting it, but this one's still working, so we're good. So let's come in here, and this nib's getting a little weird, so I might have to pull out a new one. But for right now, we'll just make some little dots back here in the white space, and I'm going to add some gold to it too. And something I do, you know, I don't know that everybody has to do this, but I typically, if I introduce an element, I will repeat it 3 times. Now, I don't know if that's my OCD craziness that makes me do that or what, but I will typically, as soon as I introduce something, I will repeat it. I think it's like an adhesive, you know, kind of drags it all together when you get a lot of different elements going on. But you guys know that I'm OCD and that my brain makes me do stupid stuff when I don't even want to. But I don't count my steps. So we have Jaffa Cake, Loki Lou, Snoopy Doo. That's funny. Okay. And then one more time at least. So let's do it maybe here in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a new one of these out, you guys. Ugh. Why is it that I hate to throw a pen away? I mean, I do occasionally throw pens away, but I don't like doing it. Probably because I see my Amazon bill every month. All right, let's use the little bit thinner nib Sharpie. Oh, you know what? I know what I do want to do before I fill up all the spaces. Hang on, and before the paint dries, I do want to include, let's pick a place, any place. All right, here's a good place. After I just dried it, now I'm going to do cuckoo stuff like this and get it wet, which gives me a chance to get my hand in the paint. It's probably why I'm doing it. All right, where's another place that we could do that? I want to do it on this side. All right, and here will be okay. Belinda, why are you screaming? No. What'd I do? No. All right, I'm going to change. Oh, I used all that purple again. Well, that's all right. We'll just use it. What little bit we got left, we'll put right there. I can always get some more out. I'm going to have to get at least a little bit more out. But I'll just go directly from the pan this time. Don't put your hand in the wet pan. Oh, I do it all the time. I haven't painted if I haven't put my hand in the paint at least once. It's almost a requirement, I think, now. All right, let me add just a little bit of pink. Put a couple pink ones in somewhere. So it looks like I intended this. All right. So you never know if it's going to be 1, 2, or 3. I need at least one more place of these. I think I'm going to pull it down into here. Maybe right there. Okay, that'll be good. Probably repeated. I didn't count them, but I'm sure it's repeated enough times. Dinner is served. Go enjoy your dinner, Miriam. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I did bring brisket home from my brother's, and it was delicious. So might have that. All right, heat gun. All right, while that sits and dries, we will take a little break. I'll set this aside because Robert Vaughn just came in with the mail, and it looks like I got some ATCs, and it's from Charmaine. You guys want to see them? You'll see them with me. It's always fun to get swap material in. Maybe that's why I tell Dee Dee, oh, I want to do it. And look at what she did. That crazy girl. Okay, let's see here. She did do a self-addressed stamped envelope, which is usually the first thing I look for in case I have to track anybody down. But you guys have been really, really good. She did France as well, it looks like. Butterfly. Very nice, Charmaine. Little stamp with Paris on it. Perfume from Paris. Now I'm going to have to maybe change my, because Out of the 3 I've gotten so far, 2 of them are Paris. Yeah, they are pretty, aren't they? Look at that. And these are just tickets to different place. Cool. And of course, she kind of is looking, you know, at the whole fashion week thing here. Very nice. Eiffel Tower. Very nice, Charmaine. Now, one thing is, well, no, here's this the 10th one. I was going to say these page protectors hold 9, and when you get yours back, they will be in a sheet protector like this with 9. But here's the extra one that she included. So I don't recommend. I mean, if you do it, I'm not going to chew you out or say you can't participate. But if everybody sent theirs in like this, I'm going to have to remove all of these out of the sheet protector to swap them out. So you will get the sheet protector back with your swap in it. But Charmaine, these are beautiful. So thanks for playing with us. I like all of her substrates. Like this is ledger paper with old writing on it that's been stamped. She rounded all the corners and inked them. Some of them are book pages. There's stamping. There's ephemera. Man, she used a little bit of everything, and they are gorgeous. Now I want French crepes with strawberries. Hi, Judy O. And cream. Oh, how I wish I had the funds to travel. I hear you, Judy. But you know what? I've gotten, the older I get, the more I want to stay at home. That even if I had the funds, I'm not even sure I would want to go. You guys, these are so well done. They're so beautiful. And if you play with us, you might be lucky enough to get them. So Charmaine, thank you so much for playing with us. And I know people who receive them will be thrilled to get them. Let me write for 10 ATCs and self-addressed stamped envelope. I write a little bit on the envelope so I know that I checked all the elements. And the reason I do that is because a swap from a long time ago, I wasn't diligent about counting them and seeing that there was an envelope enclosed and blah, blah, blah. And then when the swap actually happened, it was like I was writing envelopes. I was getting out post. I was like, damn, why don't you check it as you go? They are very delicate and chic. Yep, she did awesome. Charmaine, thank you so much for playing with us. And I can't remember, you know, one nice thing is we all hang out together. We all talk. We all feel like we know each other from chat. Very few of us have met face to face. And also very few of us have swapped our art so that, you know, I may have known Judy O, and I'm just using you as an example, Judy, forever, just from chat. But I have never seen anything that she actually created. So that's one of the cool things about swaps is that we get to see what each other creates. And that's so cool. You know, streamers, you have to watch me and Dee Dee all the time. And you're not getting paid. Well, yeah, we're not getting paid. But to see actual artwork that is created by the other fibs, it's inspiring. It's awesome. I love it. Oh, okay. I see. I wrote you this morning. So you have my address. I wrote it to you this morning because I hadn't checked my email over the weekend. See, and my trip to go get groceries is probably the only trip I take out of the house now, Brenda, and I'm A-okay with that. But I will never, ever, ever regret going to Australia with Sandra and CB to see Jen. That will remain one of my favorite memories forever. It didn't get to you, I see. I think I kept your email. I don't think I deleted it. So let me see. I can just check real quick. That's weird because I didn't have to enter your email. Yeah, I see it's right here. Let me look in my sent. You know what's weird, I see? It's not in my sent, but I know that I wrote you. Okay. Check right after. That is so weird because I know I wrote you. All right. I will write you immediately when I'm done streaming, Icy. That's weird because I know I did it this morning. All right. There's just a little bit of wet left here and there. Let's see if I can avoid it and keep drawing. Yeah, I agree, Keeks. I think the internet and social media has its drawbacks, but for a community like this, it's priceless. You know, we used to have to do swaps out of the back of magazines and everything. Hey, sister. But yeah, for all the negative aspects of it, I think there are some truly amazing things that can come from it. And I think building a community like this is one of them. All right, let's I'm going to do my best to keep my hand out of the art. So up here, let's oh, I think I trashed this Sharpie yesterday. Let's see if I can coax it into working. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. Look at, I coaxed that little bad boy into writing some stuff on the paper. And your doodles don't have to be elaborate, you know, like you don't have to do the whole Zentangle thing. I'm going to leave a little bit of border around it. Well, I don't know. I may be cutting it up, so I don't need a border. Yeah, I think I'll end up cutting this one up. So I won't need a border. I can go all the way to the edges. Because I'm pretty sure I will cut this up and either make a bookmark or just some washi tape. I might cut circles. Who knows? It's mine, and I get to do whatever I want. You guys want me to pull you down so you can see a little better? And because these, I work on the half-size sheet of paper, yeah, it's very doable. And I really don't mind cutting it up. The colors are very different for me, Devin, that's for sure. I'm going to pull you guys down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. The colors remind you of Coach's Poppy. Come on, focus, you freak. Oh, look who just walked in. I'll take a quack. I just was telling these lovely ladies that yesterday when I saw you, Jamie, I'll take a quack is her real name is Jamie. that you complimented them, that they were friendly. But I told them, don't be friendly anymore. No, I didn't. But yeah, I told them that you had said, such a friendly group. And they are. They're all really nice. Incredibly nice women. And it's actually pretty scary how long some of us have been hanging out together. I mean, there's a core group of us. I don't know, Dee Dee, can you guess how long we've known each other? I know it's probably at least 12 years, maybe close to 15. Y'all are rare. Yeah, we're a good group, I have to say. But I think the thing is, we all have the same interest. We're not young. We're not going to take cracks at each other. Well, I do. I mean, I'm pretty much equally mean to everybody. But I think the biggest single thing is that we all have a common interest in art. All right, in a couple of these, which one was it? This one I was going to do it, but it didn't come out perfect. So let's do it in this one. We're just lucky. Been on 10 now. See, Dee Dee, that's what I think too. It's been 12 or 15 years. Dorothy's been around a long, long, long time. Okay. I think I'll leave that like that. Sorry, I was off screen. Not paying attention over here. And Jamie, this is I'm just doing abstract watercolor on some washi sticker paper that I discovered a few weeks ago that now I'm obsessed with. But I'll show you. You can work on top of it. This is something I did last week. And you can peel it off. Come on, quit being a pain in the butt. Peel it off. And you can see through it. See how cool that is? But it's got sticky on it. I just love it. Just love it, love it, love it. So that's what I'm doing. And it behaves really differently than regular paper. Hi, Butter Roll. And I want one more at least with a dark. I'm probably as long was introed to y'all by Paula Journer. Yeah, see, Lady Jan has been around forever. A few of us. I mean, if I looked in chat, it was like, yeah, I've known you for about 100 years when I was still young and pretty and nice. Yeah, that all went by the wayside. All right, this one right in the center. I'm going to do some imperfect circles of different sizes. And this is one of those deals where you've got to work through the uglies. So while it's a work in progress, you think, oh my God, how are you going to fix this? Sometimes you don't, but it's still worth a try. I might have gotten a little carried away. If CB was here, she'd be saying, you're getting carried away. Stop now. You've been streaming 15 years, Dee Dee? You stream? Yeah. You're nice, Janet. Angela, ask Dee Dee. Nah, you still pretty. Nice is overrated. Nice is overrated, Jamie. You're right. All right. That one, the dark one, I think I'll save for that. Well, I'll just do it now. I want another one with some black dots in it, though. All right, let's do one more just because that 3 thing makes my brain feel more comfortable. We'll do this one. I kind of wish it wasn't so close to that one, but whatever. All right. Make a mistake, just do it as second place and pretend it's on purpose. Yeah, Keeks, you have no clue how true that is. Okay, let me get my white paint pen cooking here. I have Poscas and everything else. I'm just trying to use up this old Sharpie that I have, so hopefully it'll cooperate. If not, we'll get another one out. Did I just hit you guys? I meant to. Okay, let's start. The paint pens dry relatively quickly, but you do have to let it set for a second and dry. Yeah, it's acting a little bit watery, but not too terrible. All right, let me wipe the nib because it's about ready to blob. Jamie taking off. Bye, Jamie. Give the kids a hug and a smooch. She's got some really, really cute kids. Of course, they were pretty excited yesterday because it was Easter and they had a bunch of candy and toys over at Grandma's house. Now, I do like the pink and the red with the black. I do like that color mixture. I like it a lot. And I can't believe it that I haven't put my hand in wet paint, and I think it's all dry now. So today is my lucky day. Looking, looking, looking. Come on. Don't jack with me now, dude. Yeah, this paint pen is just about ready to call it a day. Let me see if the, hang on. Got another one here. Here's a white Posca. Let's see if it wants to behave more better. Yeah, this one might behave more better. Now I forgot what I was going to do. Oh, I know. I know, I know. And I'm leaving space on these because I'm going to add some gold to it as well. Bye, Dee Dee. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. All right. And which one, this pink one, I was thinking I was going to reserve for something white. So let's do, I need a straight edge here. I wasn't going to put straight lines on it, but she has it on hers, so we're going to do ours that way too. Because we are just big copycats. Now this particular, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to pull you guys out. I forgot that I pulled you down and that you can't see anything. But these straight lines, overlapping lines like I'm drawing right now, that actually is a Zentangle pattern as well. And I can't remember what it's called. It's called Halaba or something like that. But now I love that particular design where just random lines overlap each other. And if you do two lines next to each other and make it like a tube, you can kind of intertwine all the different lines, and it's very cool. You can do cool things with shadows. So I'm always loving that for sure. I think on this one, I'm going to do the reverse where I do some white circles. Come on. Oh, that was a big old blob. They look really different when you start adding the doodles to them. I'm seriously obsessed with this. And I'll go back and add more here and there. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of how to go ahead and finish it out. Oh, hang on. You're going to add them, fill them in. Duh. I've peeled up the corner here, so it's wanting to stick to me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in that big one there. Maybe a combination. I wish it, oh, I just pulled the tip out of that. That's really dumb. Let me move it out of the way, fix it. Got quiet in here. Oop, I want smaller dots. And I'll get the gold out here in just a second. Do some little bit of gold because I'm not going to get this done to, on today's show, but I will probably finish it in the morning and add a photo and get your ATCs done. Get them in the mail to me. I can hardly wait to see them. Kind of wish I'd done more of that tan. That dried really nice. And Terry, I want you to post yours so I can see what you did. See if I can coax this pen to work a little bit longer. When you're doodling, just make it up as you go along. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm kind of using loosely some of hers, but then just make it my own as I go. And when you get to a certain point in it, at least this is what I do. You do what you want. But when I get to a certain point in it, I kind of check for balance. Are there some heavy elements that I need to offset? In which case I'll go back and add more black or do something to upset it. And I'm about ready to do that to see if there's some areas where I need to add some black. Because right now I'm feeling like, and I'll turn it this way so you can see the whole thing. This is a little bit heavier than this up here. And so the way I think, and I don't know if it's because I did a large black area or if I use darker colors, I'm not really able to identify why I feel like it's heavier down here. But the way I'll try and combat that is maybe in here. I'll do some larger black areas, like animal print or something like that. Just make it a little bit heavier. And do as much of that as I feel like I need to until I feel comfortable. And I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I don't think it is. I think that's a universal thing. Oh, Terry's already done and posted hers? Oh, you overachiever. Now she's just starting to annoy me. And I'm going to repeat that a little bit over here, but not as much of it. And then that's just kind of to tie it all together and keep it a little bit uniform. And then also a little bit over here. You can't help it. Obviously. And I don't know why, but in my mind, this is oriented this way now rather than this way. I don't know why that is. Now I just weighted this more down on this end, so I'll add something else over here. Oh, I want to do that with the skinny one. If it will write for me. I may be sorry about this, but we'll see. You annoy me? I can't imagine, Terry. I can't imagine. You and Arlene. All right. Now I'm looking at some of the elements she did. Another one she did that I like a lot, and I'll put it right in here, is like the swirly doos. So if you want to do more of this sort of stuff, leave your designs a little bit further apart so you can add more of these elements bigger. But since I was working on a half a sheet, yeah, I wanted to cram more stuff on here. Okay. Getting in there fairly good. Let me add some gold. And I got to get out the dot tools too. This is just what I need to be doing, get more stuff out at this point in the stream, but that's okay because I want to show you guys, you know, that I want to add the black, the white, and the gold. Let me get the dot tool. I'm not going to get the pen out, but I will get the dot tools out just to finish up a couple of these areas. I'm actually really liking this so far. You killed a snake today, Judy. I love you, girl. All right. And if you're new here, these dot tools, we got them. If you look for nail brushes, like to do designs on your nails, these dot tools came with, and they have become also some of my very favorite tools. But if you're working with inks and stuff like that, they're very, very useful. Very useful. So, yeah, love the dot tools. I even bought some bigger to make bigger dots. But I have to say, these sizes that are available in those, they are just about perfect. Perfect sizes. And they come in, I don't know, there's 5 of them in there. You probably get 10 different sizes. Some of them are so small they're not even noticeable, really. I still love this crazy gold ink. And I'm not a huge gold metallic kind of person, but I do love these. And obviously it looks good on against that black. Now I'm going to use the smaller one. Still trying to keep my hand out of the paint. Terry, did you end up getting this gold mica paint? Sometimes I forget to tell people what I'm using when I'm on stream. And if you're new here, I do try, kind of like Dee Dee does, to try and reintroduce what the products are, or something like that, because we do get new people all the time. You did get it? Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, this gold ink, it's just the most awesomest thing ever. And again, you know, it's one of those products that when you initially look at it, you might think, oh, that's kind of pricey. But the jar lasts forever. It's so useful. It's so versatile. It's like, why not? Order more. All right, let's see. I think on one of these, no, I don't have a whole lot of time left. But I think on this one, I'm going to stay away from those hard water marks that I have there because I love them. And because I added some straight lines other places, I want to add some additional straight lines somewhere else. And I'm actually going to need the pen probably to do this, but, well, no, I can just add dots in between. That'll be fine. I'm glad it's getting dinner time. I'm hungry. All right, I'm going to go right now because I only got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to go see Terry's and show it on stream for those of you who don't have. Oh, cool, Terry. Instagram. Did you do this on watercolor paper? It looks like it, that this was done on watercolor paper. So Terry's is going to behave differently. See how the brown paint from here has kind of traveled into there. She was working next to each other with wet water. I really love that. I love how you outlined, sorry if you guys can't see it. I love how you outlined the hard watermarks. Terry, that's one of my favorite things. Sweet, Terry. They're always fun. They always work out. I don't know why it is. It's crazy. You did yours closer together than I did mine. Next time, maybe I'll do it on watercolor paper and put them closer together so that you get more of the meshing of the colors, because that's one of the elements that I really love. Okay, and the way I'm going to go ahead and finish this, you guys, is any of these white spots behind, I will add some additional doodles, whether I repeat some that I've already used, whether I create new ones. Now, I only did that one in 2 spots, so I probably will go ahead somewhere, maybe up here somewhere, and add more of that, the curly Q ones. So that's how I'll go ahead and finish out the white spaces that are left on here. I probably will not add any more color. I mean, I feel like the page is pretty full. And if I have random spots where I feel like it needs something, if I know me, what I'll probably do is just add some dots in. Dots are kind of like adhesive too, you know? They'll just kind of glue everything together. And I only did 2 of these, I think. And I think I'm going to add a third in another place. And just checking balance, it's still a little heavy over here. So I think I'm going to add more over here. And I think if I keep filling in the white space, and I'm not sure I'll put, I forget that I need to go all the way to the edge because I'm going to be cutting it out. Hi, Jackie. Okay, Art Junkie will be live at 7 tonight if you're bored later. And when you're on YouTube chat, I can't do it on StreamYard chat. But if the 3 dots next to Art Junkie's name, one of the options in there should be go to channel. And you can just go to her channel. Now, maybe that's just a mod option. I don't know. Kat, can you tell me? I may be lying to you now that I mention that. So yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern, go over to Art Junkie or go to the YouTube search bar and just type in Art Junkie, just like it shows on her chat, and you'll get to her channel, and then you can subscribe or get notifications or whatever. And if you can't get to the live, the beauty of YouTube is there's always a recording, so you can always go back and catch the recording. I wish I hadn't done that, but that's okay. We'll just make it a fat line and make it look like we meant to do that. Hey, CB, thanks for dropping in. It changed. You can't go to the channel. Only mods can do that. Okay. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, you can just type her name in the search bar and find it. So, hope you're well, CB. I mentioned you a minute ago when I felt like I was getting overzealous, because you're good about telling me when I do that. I'm just trying to add some weight down here. And at some point it will feel more comfortable. So I've got a few white spaces left to fill in, but yeah, I'll get to those. And then in most of the colored spots, I will add some more stuff. I'm a dot freak, so you'll see dots everywhere if I'm working on it. CB, stop! Enough already. And I don't know, I guess at some point your brain just tells you, okay, enough, stop. You have some extra weight. Hey, Tina. Tina, did you? I have laughed so hard. I sent you something on IG last night in a private message. Would you go look at that? I'm not kidding. I can't tell you how many times, and it's so inappropriate, I can't send it to anybody else. The only person I know who is absolutely as inappropriate as I am is Tina. Terry comes close second, but it was an American thing. So, yeah, would you go look at that? Oh, you've been here since the watercoloring? Okay, cool, CB. You hate the computer, so you're not chatting. CB, there's such thing as Amazon. And if you go in there and you type in laptop, you can get a brand new one that you will love. Just saying. Thanks, Keeks. You guys are the best. So yeah, I'm not sure how it'll get finished up, but by morning, or you can send it to you. I'll send you some of the washi, CB, because I think I'm going to cut this up into washi. Now, one thing I've thought about, and maybe I'll do it on this one, because I know that the watercolor is just sitting on top of that paper. I'm always afraid that, like, if you spit on it or you handle it with wet hands or whatever, you're going to wreck this. So I think when I'm going to make washi or make something that I think somebody else may touch or use or something, I will spray it with a fixative. You saw it before. Did you pee yourself laughing? I did. I did not see that, Dorothy, but after it's out of here, there's nothing I can do. If you don't get the mail that Dee Dee or I send out, you're kind of on your own. And I hate to sound shitty, but really, there's nothing I can do from my end. And you can't, oh, you sent it to your buddy Pete? Okay, yeah, it was the funniest thing. It's so inappropriate. But yeah, and to track something, this is why Dee Dee won't do art overseas, is because tracking for international is ridiculously expensive. So after I put it in the mailbox or Dee Dee puts it in the mailbox, then it's up to your mail service. Dee Dee still has not gotten her part of our last giveaway. And there was a bunch of stuff in there. There was a gift card. There were some stamps. I sent her a bunch of stuff. You said I had to show you what I can't read that, Dorothy. Yeah, Kat sends me CB, this was way too inappropriate for even you. CB, you can send it to me. This was so inappropriate that I had to really think if I wanted to hit that send button. Yeah, so if something is lost in the mail, I wish I could say I could do something, but honestly, then it's on the USPS or your mail service. It was so inappropriate, Keeks. So inappropriate. And Arlene, she's so darn funny. She'll write me beforehand. Would it be okay if I sent you like your mom jokes or something like that? I was just like, The more inappropriate, the better. Send it on, girl. You think you can offend me? I'm the most offensive person on the planet. You can't offend me, I promise you. So I will finish this and I will. CB, you want me to send it to you? You'll see how inappropriate I am, and then you won't like me anymore. Of course, you will probably already know it anyway. So yeah, I'll post it tomorrow. Did you like the X-ray lady? Yes, I did. There's some funny stuff out there. And then when I went down that conspiracy reel, and I can't go back to it, because reels they just compile and send to you. But everything on that reel was conspiracy theory. Oh my God, I was just like, I couldn't get enough of it. Offend Janet? Okay, CB, it's coming your way. It's very offensive. Just be prepared. But it's very funny. You will pee yourself. Just saying. But you can't say it in polite public anymore. That's how messed up we are. But anyway, I'm not going to start lecturing now because I've been pretty darn good and only said shitty one time. Oh, 2 times. All right. You guys, I'm out of here. Icy, I will write you right now. All right, you guys. I know you have a lot of things you can do in your day and your time is valuable, but I do appreciate you so much spending some of it with me. And if you're new here, come back. We're a fun group of people. And thank you, Kat. Thank you always. All right, you guys. I'm going to clean up this damn mess I just made. All right. Love you. See you later. Bye.